Welcome to This Is Genius, the show where we break down some of the most iconic bars in hip-hop. Today, we're taking a look at Lil Wayne's Carter 4 and diving deep into the line that says it all. I put it down like my hand is hurting. This comes from Wayne's track, Blowin, a standout on his 2011 album Carter 4. If you're not familiar with Lil Wayne by now, you're in for an education. Wayne Michael Carter Jr., aka Weezy F. Baby, has been a monumental force in hip-hop since his rise in the late 90s with Cash Money Records. By the time he dropped Carter 4, he had already cemented his legendary status, and Blowin is a perfect example of why. Let's set the stage a bit. Carter 4 dropped in 2011, following the massive success of Carter 3 in 2008. Wayne had just completed a prison sentence, and the hip-hop world was eagerly anticipating his return. This album was his comeback, his statement that he was still the best in the game. And Blowin was one of the tracks that proved it. Now, let's break down the line from Blowin, I put it down like my hand is hurting. At first glance, this bar seems straightforward, but with Lil Wayne, there's always more under the surface. Let's break this down. First, think of the physical act of holding something heavy. What happens when you're carrying a weight too long? Your hand starts to ache. You can't wait to put it down. Wayne uses this metaphor to describe his skill, talent, and contribution to the game. His verses, his flows, his success, it's all so heavy, so monumental, that when he puts it down, it's as if he's releasing the weight of the entire industry. Wayne isn't just putting it down for himself, he's dropping bars for the whole rap game. His impact is so huge that carrying the weight of it feels like a strain, making the release of his work even more powerful. But there's another layer here. This bar from Blowin also touches on Wayne's legendary work ethic. Known for his relentless grind in the studio, Wayne has often talked about how much music he records, whether it's for mixtapes, albums, or guest features. His constant output is so massive that the metaphor extends beyond just carrying a heavy load. He's working so much that his hand physically hurts from the mic. He's laying down track after track, verse after verse, and his grind is so intense that even his hand is feeling it. Let's dive deeper into Wayne's work ethic, which is perfectly encapsulated in this line from Blowin. There are countless stories of Wayne spending hours, even days, in the studio without breaks. He's known for recording dozens of verses in a single session. This line isn't just a clever play on words, it's a reflection of his real-life approach to his craft. When he says his hand is hurting, you can almost imagine him in the booth, gripping the mic, laying down verse after verse until his hand cramps up. This type of wordplay and layered meaning is what makes Lil Wayne one of the most celebrated lyricists in the game. It's simple but profound, a clever play on the common phrase, putting it down, which also means to perform well or to make an impact. Wayne flips this phrase in Blowin to give it a physical dimension, making his success something tangible, something that not only impacts others but even weighs on him personally. By the time Wayne dropped Blowin on Carter 4, he had been in the game for over a decade. Many artists start to slow down after a certain point, but not Weezy. He's still putting it down with the same intensity as when he started, even if it's causing him pain. This is a testament to his longevity, his passion for the craft, and his dedication to remaining a force in the rap game. And that's what makes this line from Blowin so iconic. It's not just a boast about how good he is. It's a reflection of how hard he works and the physical and mental toll it takes to maintain his position at the top. Let's consider the context of Wayne's career at this point. He'd been in the game since he was a teenager, starting with the Hot Boys in the late 90s. By 2011, when Blowin was released, he'd seen the rise and fall of many rappers, but he was still going strong. This line is also a statement about his staying power. He's not just putting it down, he's been putting it down for years, and he's going to keep doing it, even if it hurts. Lil Wayne has always been known for his clever wordplay, and this line from Blowin is no different. He takes something simple and elevates it. He's not just talking about putting down bars, he's talking about the weight of those bars, the effort it takes to deliver them, and how much he's carrying on his shoulders. In the world of hip-hop, where braggadocio is common, Wayne manages to take a common phrase and make it hit harder. It's this kind of wordplay that has made Wayne a living legend. Whether it's comparing G's to the silent G in lasagna, or saying he puts it down like his hand is hurting in Blunt Blowin, Wayne always manages to flip the script and leave listeners thinking about the deeper meaning behind his words. Let's take a moment to appreciate the musical context of this line. Blunt Blowin is a hard-hitting track with a heavy beat. The production, handled by Megaman, provides the perfect backdrop for Wayne's aggressive delivery. When he drops this line, it's not just the words that hit you, it's the way he says it, the confidence in his voice, the perfect timing with the beat. It's a masterclass in delivery, showing that being a great rapper isn't just about what you say, but how you say it. This line from Blunt Blowin also speaks to Wayne's influence on the rap game as a whole. When he puts it down, it's not just a song or an album, it's a statement that influences the entire industry. Other rappers have to step up their game to compete. Producers have to create beats that can match his intensity. Wayne isn't just participating in the rap game, he's shaping it with every bar he drops. It's worth noting that this line comes from an album that was highly anticipated and commercially successful. Decarter 4, which includes Blunt Blowin, sold nearly 1 million copies in its first week, proving that Wayne's impact was as strong as ever. This line, in many ways, encapsulates why he was still on top. He was still working harder than everyone else, still pushing himself to new heights, still feeling the weight and the pain of being the best. So next time you hear that line in Blunt Blowin, don't just take it at face value. There's layers to Wayne's lyrics that go beyond the surface. He's not just talking about his skills, he's talking about his work ethic, his dedication, and the weight of his legacy. He's talking about the physical toll of being the best, the pressure of staying on top, and the relentless drive that keeps him going even when it hurts. This has been This Is Genius, and we've just scratched the surface of one of Lil Wayne's many brilliant lines from Blunt Blowin. Stay tuned for more lyrical breakdowns, and remember, every bar has a story, especially when it comes from Lil Wayne. Until next time, keep listening, keep analyzing, and keep appreciating the genius in every bar. Because in the world of hip-hop, sometimes the simplest lines carry the most weight, and sometimes putting it down is the hardest thing to do.
Brilliant.